Okay, so I guess my husband and I wanted to put this video together because when we were in this situation, we kind of, I guess, felt like we were the only ones. I remember when we got the information that we went even onto YouTube and Googled and everything and could only find limited information on a mild Dandy Walker variant. And not only was the information very limited, it was very scary information. Just a lot of horrible information that we found. So we wanted to just kind of give our recap of our experience. And our son actually just turned 2 a couple months ago. But I will never forget when we went in for our 20-week ultrasound that the technician, we kind of joked that, oh, everything still looks okay. And she says, yeah. And then when we went in to see the doctor, he's looking through the pictures and doing that quick scan like they do since they've seen a million of them. And then he kind of got to one section and he went back and looked at the pictures again and went forward again and back again. And I can remember just kind of thinking, uh-oh, why does he keep going back over those 3 or 4 pictures? And he said at that time that it looks like there's an area of your child's brain. We didn't know at that time that it was a son. An area of your child's brain that has not developed. And basically it's a hole in his brain. And he at that time used the words mild Dandy Walker variant, which we had no idea what that even meant. So that was kind of the start of our journey and our adventure with this whole thing. And so once he had used those words, of course we asked him, what does this really mean? And, he said he really hadn't seen this before, and that what he knows about it is that, you're not going to have an Olympian on your hands. I remember him saying that. And when we went home, of course, probably the worst thing to do is get online. But that's, of course, one of the first things we did. And it was saying things like mild retardation or lack of dexterity and uncoordination and motor skills would be delayed. And I remember one lady's website, it was horrifying. She had said that her son finally walked for the first time and he was 7 years old. And I don't know, it almost didn't even seem real though. It was very surreal. It was like, no, this can't be really happening. And luckily my husband he's real good at researching. And so before you know it, he had people at Children's Hospital that we'd been in contact with. I think one of the other hospitals was St. Luke's Presbyterian Hospital. He was talking to specialists pretty much right at the get-go. And boy, that was the start, I guess, of a lot of ultrasounds. It seemed like we were constantly getting ultrasounds. It was almost like you kind of expected you'd get that one ultrasound that shows, hey, the brain is actually forming and the brain is developing now, and look, there's not a hole there anymore. And just wasn't happening. It was every ultrasound, one after another, and the weeks and the months went by and nothing had really changed. So it was kind of scary. I mean, of course, we didn't know what we were getting into. We didn't know how our child was going to be. We didn't know if, is this fair to the child? Are they going to be able to have a normal, productive, happy life? Or, it was just a lot of unknowns. And I think that was the worst part of it, is there was so much unknown. And I think that was also the part where you just kind of feel alone, because everything we'd look at on the internet, I think we had like 2 or 3 hits when we put in these words. And it's like, where's the information on this? It was just very, very scary. And I remember, though, going down for one of our ultrasounds, and there was one technician out of all of the opinions and all of the things that people said that really stuck in my mind. So, and by this point, we're at a specialty clinic. So this is a lot of what they deal with. And I remember her saying, you know, the couple that came in ahead of you, it was very sad because they had their ultrasound and their child had no brain. All that their child had was fluid on the brain. And it almost kind of put things at that point, for me anyway, into perspective a little bit, that, gosh, you know, my child does have a brain. There's just a small part of it that is not there. And, you know, that baby's not going to have any chance of a life. But maybe our kid does have a chance, you know. I keep saying he. We didn't know at the time it was a he. But, you know, our child does have somewhat of, you know, a normal brain other than just this one section. And the other words that she said that to me, those were the words I wanted to just take and keep in my heart through the rest of the pregnancy was, you know, I see a lot of this kind of stuff and this is no big deal. I don't think this is any big deal. And I just remember thinking, gosh, she's the first person that has actually kind of made me feel like this can all be a positive situation. You know, it seemed like all the other reports and feedback and things, it just seemed so dismal. And so I guess fast forward, you know, we had the baby and everything went pretty well, not really any complications in the childbirth. And I guess I do remember too, I'll kind of step back, the doctor also saying they could see the signs of a little bit of a vermis that had developed there, but that was it. So it was like, here's the brain, and this back part of the brain, there's just this hole, basically, where there is no brain. So that's why they said dexterity, motor skills, coordination, these will probably be the areas that your child will struggle with. And I guess I don't know, he's only a little over 2 now, so obviously things could change, but I think it really kind of shows that we don't know a whole lot about the brain. Because like I said, you know, now he just turned 2. But what was interesting is, you know, when you'd go in for your 6-month checkup, you'd go in for the year evaluation and all the progression type checkups that you get along the way. He was always kind of almost above the charts of where it sounded like he should have been at that age. And, oh my gosh, dexterity, he could pick up little things right away with his index finger and thumb, and we just thought, wow, how cool is that? And, I mean, the kid is like walking at a normal age. I want to say it was just a little bit, well, he started pulling himself up at 6 months. He was already standing onto things and holding himself up. But actual walking, he was walking by a year. And within just a few months after walking, the kid was running. And I think he has wonderful coordination and motor skills myself. But of course, he's my son, so I'm going to say that. But, you know, when we go to get our checkups, at his 2-year checkup, when you get to those sections of the pediatric evaluation, you know, he really couldn't score any higher than what he was scoring. So verbalizing, he's started talking, I would say, at about a normal age. A little bit past 1 is when, you know, some words started coming out, and now he's got the 2 words and sometimes even the 3 words, and, you know, he's easy to understand. His words are not cloudy. He's a happy boy. He's so happy and just energetic. And he's so fun to be around, and he's just easygoing, and I don't know, he's our first kid, so I really don't know any difference of what he should be like. But to me, looking at him, and when I see him around other 2-year-olds, I can't see any difference in his abilities and development that I do with any other child that's his age. So I guess that's kind of why my husband and I just wanted to put this video together. Not that we can predict your outcome if you're in this same situation. I know every outcome is different, every story is different, you know, the range of severity is different for every child and every family that's going through this. But I think, you know, if we just provide a little bit of comfort for somebody else that is going through this same thing. I know we really were searching for that and just weren't finding it. I guess my advice would be, if you're in this situation, get in touch with the specialists, talk to people, talk to the people that deal with these things, on day-to-day basis, so you kind of get an idea of what your child may end up like. And don't give up. Think positive. Say lots of prayers. I know we did a lot of that. And we felt like, God gave us a beautiful little boy, and I couldn't ask for anything more than what I have with him. So now we've decided to do it again. But again, I hope this offers some encouragement to anybody that's watching this. And I wish you all the best if you're going through this. And try to not have sleepless nights. And if you are in the middle of your pregnancy, don't worry yourself to death, because that's just not a good thing to do when you're pregnant. Think happy thoughts, think positive thoughts, and just know that there are some good stories out there, I guess. So can't really think of anything else.
Good job making it up the hill by yourself. Good job, buddy.
Woo, look at that. It's like it's raining. Have you come to this park yet?
Wow. Do it again. Good job. Are you watering Mommy's flowers?